Snickle B. I'm joking. I don't know. I don't know. It is I, Lugiamaster, and today, playing Danganronpa. Now, yes, I know. Well, about to get another dose of that today. Because I'm doing the class trial. So yeah. Before I, actually start the class trial. It's a good thing I didn't, we're here, and not, you know, actually starting. Hello, Dana Swift. Okay, so, I know you missed the last live stream, my last Let's Play of Danganronpa. So, today, hold on. Oh god. Lag, no! Oh no, I just found a weird glitch right as we started. This is funny. My notifications, my profile, well, my profile picture, my YouTube apps, and create appear twice in a row. I have to take a picture of this really quick. Because this is funny as hell. Maybe. Oh yeah. Last time I didn't think about turning that light on because I completely forgot it's working properly now. So, yeah, it was harder to see me. But now you guys can see me clearly. Anyway, so last time we left off, we did the daily stuff. You know, did some events. Got to talk to Hagakure a little bit. What else? We did a lot. Oh yeah, we also got the body discovery announcement and whatnot, and we did some investigating. We finished the investigation, so now we just have to do the class trial, and that is what we're going to be doing today. So, as a general rule, I put the rules in the description, because now I'm going to start doing that every time I live stream something. So, just for people that join in the live stream, no spoilers for the people you spoil. Like, no hints either. Unless I ask you to. And if I ask you to just flat out tell me the answer, then go ahead and tell me the answer. But generally, I'm going to do these things alone, myself. So yeah, just posting some links here before I actually really start going. So this is gonna take a little bit. Oh boy. Let's see. Edit. And done. Alright, there's that. Post that there. Where else? Post it. I could post it. Yeah, I'll post it here. Then oh yeah, post on Twitter too. Let's do that. And then we'll be ready to start. Give me a second. And that should do it for now, I think? Yeah, alright. Alright, so now we have We have, let's look at this, open e-handbook really quick. I want to look at the truth bullets really quick. Okay, Monokuma file. Alright. I just want to look over a couple of things. That's cool. Alright. Alright, now let's just jump right into this. Alright, here we go. Alright, everybody take your seats.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Here we go! Oh boy.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been? I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, that's not.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Piped? You can almost say she got piped!
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
How do I speed things up here? Fast forward, okay.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt? I bet it was an iron.
Interesting.
Wait, up!
That certainly would.
The killer used a blunt. What kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Okay, what do I use to fire again? Okay.
Ben! I bet it was an iron pipe. Interesting.
Oh, wow, okay.
Poor Chihiro.
Wow, okay.
Chihiro's, it appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt.
Alright,
What kind of
alright.
blunt instrument
No.
could it have been?
We're not doing this.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
That's wrong! You got that wrong!
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime?
I think we should.
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
Makes sense.
Looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
Oh, really? You really think that the criminal is quite clear? Alright. Lay it on us, Byakuya Togami.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Alright, I'm gonna need to see some evidence of this, buddy. Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill... did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. but there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the X button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot down an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In which case you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Okay, got it. Well, then don't let that happen. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, leave likes. Alright.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it. Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
Yeah, speak this one. The evidence that shows Genocide Jack is related to the case, it has to be...
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed.
Oh wait, what am I doing? I'm just sitting up time.
That's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just
no
no proof
there.
for it. Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it.
No.
Shoot!
Wow. Okay. Already
The culprit
taken
is Genocide.
Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
Okay.
More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Food lust.
Nope.
It's actually bloodlust.
Thank you.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Me? But I'm... You're the one talking here. You do it. Bro, you do it. Not me. Don't throw your responsibilities on me. The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know. Let's see.
I got it!
There we go.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro is most definitely suspended in the same way.
Hear about that?
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of.
Oh, do tell.
It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Whoa!
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
Sorry! That's no lie.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec.
Yes?
Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Bloodophobia?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why has this gotta be so complicated?
It's not that complicated if you think about it. It does seem like a riddle in a way, but I feel like I can just about see it. Genocide Jack is Toko, but isn't Toko. What does it mean? It's not that hard. Think about it. Hangman's Gambit. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Okay, Oh, okay, there we go. Huh.
Now I understand.
Schizo. Okay.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Yeah.
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality, it has to do with her behavior. This one? Talking about her fainting? Well, I can say it's close, but not quite. Wait, no. Well, I can say it's close, but not quite. Fainting by itself isn't proof of a split personality. There must be something else. Oh boy, fuck.
I've got it!
Okay.
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
Ding, 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 ding!
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I'll do the voice acting stuff. I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I looked at the Danganronpa wiki.
Man, why are you looking at Wikipedia? The hell? You cheating, Byakuya? You cheating?
Yes, I said I'd win this game at all costs. And if it means requiring me to go to Wikipedia, that's exactly what I'll do. I will go to Wikipedia, and I'll look up all the answers. You suck?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them? Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Ooh.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to.
Oh.
This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
You know, now that you think about it, Takami's quite right, guys. In fact, it's already been foretold.
Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
I'm sorry I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that.
Fukawa, why are you putting words in other people's mouths?
But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
Well, damn.
I tried! I swear I tried to control it!
Oh, you tried.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you!
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't me.
Oh no. Toko's body suddenly lunged back.
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? What the heck?
That's a perfect reaction to that.
I would have expected it to be a little bit more extreme, but,
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this? Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
She's insane.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Oh,
yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
She's not wrong. You know, she's not wrong at all. this is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane!
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
Oh God, no. Hifumi, stop right there. Stop right there. Right here, right now. Just stop. Please, no.
What's up? Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you! I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless!
You know, that is quite a trend when it comes to anime and games. The police and government are so fucking incompetent. They can't do anything right. They are literally useless. They are so useless.
I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
Okay, Tagami, you're a dick. But, clearly, you're stupid if you genuinely believe that someone admitting to being somebody else automatically makes them the killer. Buddy, that is not how that works. Again, like I said before, please give us some evidence.
There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
I mean, a motive? Oh,
a
right.
motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us?
Right, I forgot about the motive.
If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined.
True.
So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Now, hold on a second. Hold on. Come on. Let's not start assuming things here. Let's be smart. Let's be tactical. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Is Genocide Jack really the killer? I feel like something doesn't match up.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident,
Thinking it's either this
the
one.
modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
Is it status of the dead body? Hold on.
Give it up. You killed her.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to
Not the
believe
death
it?
slam.
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders, the modus operandi matches. What more proof do we need?
Okay, it has to be that one, so...
Give it
I'm
up.
guessing...
You
no,
killed
it has...
her.
I think it might be status of the dead body. Okay, let's do
Sorry,
it.
but I didn't kill-
You say that, but do you really...
Perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi, huh?
When you compare your past murders, the modus operandi matches. What more proof do we need?
Damn it. I keep clicking the X in the triangle button. I don't know
Give
how
it
I
up.
keep doing that.
You killed her.
Hold on. We're gonna...
Sorry, but I...
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi!
When you compare your... The modus operandi matches.
No, that's wrong! Here we go.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Oh, that would be insulting.
This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the murders.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different.
Yep.
In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
Some skizzers, eh?
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method?
Yeah, it would be kind of, strange, wouldn't it?
And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
Thank you, Hagakure. Thank you.
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended.
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
Yep.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use.
Yep.
And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Big Macintosh? What? Genocide Jill MLP ban confirmed.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Or she could also be referring to the sandwich.
Listen up, Big Mac! There's actually one more difference!
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Oh, shit. Well, can't go back now.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
King Harada 32, Tetsuhiro Honda 17, Shoji Gaku 23, Kano Ise 14, Takashi Yoshida 30. 14? Murdering 14-year-olds. Oh, fuck. The hell? Komatsuna Taro, Takafumi Gono, Uchida Naohia, Takeshi Masamue, I think, Yuto Yumejima. There was no end to it.
They were all...
I butchered some of those names.
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
The real question is, what isn't wrong?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
A what?
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lolly cur!
Whoa!
Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Yep.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
She's fully equipped!
Yep. She's ready for action.
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you!
Well, okay.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore! Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Yes, actually. In fact, anime sometimes do it, cartoon shows do it sometimes, live action shows do it sometimes. It's possible to do something like that. It's as long as it's written properly, yeah. And in real life, well, much rarer, but yes, still possible.
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal, and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. I think we all know who.
It's totally Leon Kawada!
Nah, it's Chihiro Fujisaki herself, right? Oh, there you go.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? Plus, you've already looked through the genocide...
Wait. Oh, wow, okay. You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records.
The Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it! The adorable glasses man was behind it all! Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
Please. No, thank you.
So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms, they're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree?
Huh? Suspicious?
It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
Yeah, he was kind of pushy when it came to...
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say?
Well, that, and you talked about, oh, the locker rooms are so suspicious.
That's kind of what, does the tipping point.
There's two locker rooms, and it doesn't look very suspicious, but, okay.
The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Yes, very, very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to non-stop debates, which lets you know yes. Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. Truth flashback? If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the triangle button, then you'll memorize that memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth. If you shoot or change it, the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or a contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your teammates, won't you? In this case, though, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh god. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, so it's just the modification.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Hearing Byakuya's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realize there's a clear contradiction there. Need to make that contradiction clear.
So, you
I'm
said
guessing-
Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the...
That's a natural
The victim was Chihiro, so of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room.
There was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd take me with you.
Is that it?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But
Hello,
he was
Trip.
acting weird...
How's it going?
how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely... That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who
Okay,
was
this
a
is
girl.
stupid of me to do,
So of
but-
course I would suggest
Just we check. There was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you
Alright,
said
where am I
Byakuya was
shooting at?
acting kind of
This
weird before we found him. But he was acting weird...
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural reaction
No, I don't
for
think I
any
picked the
guy.
right
The
one.
victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was
Well,
no time for pointless
I've
distractions.
played it before, but it's been a long
What's so
time,
strange
so
about that?
I guess it is kind of like a blind playthrough, in a way, so... Alright.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Yeah, I think it might be
But
that.
he was acting weird...
If you're presented with
No,
the
that can't
opportunity...
be it,
That's
right?
a natural reaction for
Neither one of these
The
makes
victim
sense.
was Chihiro, who was a girl.
No, that's wrong.
Okay then. Alright.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that.
Everything, I
Because
guess.
up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was.
That's right. How did I forget that? That actually was kind of strange, actually, now that I think about that.
So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Too weak, eh? Well, you heard him, Makoto. Time to take steroids. Time to take truth bullet steroids, right?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
Show us all. What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must...
We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Now this I've got to see. The differences between the case and other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there? What could it be? Let's see. What are our options this time? Make your arguments. Alright. Number Celeste account disappearing stain. Okay.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But
Yep.
Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
That's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Incorrect, Byakuya. Incorrect. Wrong.
Actually,
Bloody wrong.
I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because
Yup,
you
yup.
see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
Did a bunch of comments show up? Because I'm not seeing them. Weird. Huh.
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the librry all this time?
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how did it jump to 14 comments?
Went missing after the murder. And there's
That
no
has to be a
way
glitch,
someone
right?
who uses that extension cord as
Yeah,
much
it's
as
gotta
you
be a
do
glitch.
wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
Sounds about right. He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Okay. But yeah, how did it jump from 7 comments to 14? I don't get it.
Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Byakuya's remarks just now, there's something in there that concerns me.
I got it!
Yeah.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
Oh, really?
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
I mean, could be in a sink? Kitchen?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. I need to just focus on those things that got switched.
I got it!
Okay, yeah, there we go.
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
That is some strange proof, but
the poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
Yes.
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
I mean, it can. It can. But I think you're right here in this
So you're
case.
saying that maybe the posters were switched?
Yes.
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Hell yeah, dude.
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. Is this it? Nope. Okay.
Shoot!
Well, I just got that wrong. But yeah, how are you guys doing today? Frep and whoever else is here?
I got it!
Okay.
The stain on the girls'
Had the right
locker room
idea,
carpet
I think,
wasn't
but-
scrubbed away.
Yeah.
In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
I don't know, you tell me.
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What if the 14
In
comments
other
have
words,
something to do
in order
with
to completely swap the scene of the crime,
They just randomly bumped up the 14, but whatever.
the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all.
I'm
sure that would have been no problem for her.
I don't think that'd be the case.
No, I don't think that's it.
Yep, no,
She
I agree.
used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the boys' locker room. But that's if she was able to use it.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate pro. I'm sure that would have...
No, that's wrong! No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Nope. No, sorry.
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Yup.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one.
Yep. Or in other words, stealing.
In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yep.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Yep.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
It's a bad idea, Kiyotaka Ishimaru. It's a really bad idea right now. Wait, is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room, and Byakuya was the one who did it. Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the... You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Okay.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
We're leaving you a bit.
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
We're ditching you, Monokuma. We found someone else better.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Okay.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead, and where she took us was... back here.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
No blocked words, so I don't know what could happen. Okay. You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully.
Okay,
Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No, examine her carefully by using a fucking dumbbell. No, I'm sorry. Examine her carefully by using the entire fucking building and slapping Hifumi upside the head. Actually, I would love to see that happen. No, we use our hands.
No, wait!
Shut up. You know you'd want to do that. Come on.
Probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Religious grounds? Really now? Okay.
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
This is just one spicy conversation.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Okay,
Sakura.
Thank you. Just examine already.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Shut up.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Thank you.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this?
Oh no, she's about to go Super Saiyan.
What is it? Not possible. It's not possible.
Oh god, she really is going to go Super Saiyan. Fuck. No, wait. Super Saiyan Sans? Oh god. No, I do not want to think about that. Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is...
Is what?
Is dead. Well, no shit.
Is a boy.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
What? Wow, it takes you that long for that to kick in? Okay.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy? Oh, what, you guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Of course you did. You fucking spy.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
Very interesting, actually.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting.
Yep. Very exciting. So now, you guys ready for round 2?
Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Now that you guys are permanently shocked, let's see how well you work.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial.
Alright, Monokuma, we shall continue the class trial after these messages.
We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes,
Okay.
well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy, thought had never even crossed my
And
mind.
because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room.
Sounds about right. Sounds
And the
about
killer
right.
could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
What would that be?
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected.
Of course he
All the
decides not to say,
mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Yes, it has become so interesting that I might evolve. I'll become Byakuya 2.0 or 3.0. And then my final evolution is God.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto?
Hold on, I'll be right
After
back.
everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
Yes, we did. We accused him in the first place.
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery.
I mean, I think that is pretty fucking obvious, dude.
The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
I mean, yeah?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder.
True.
At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
Yes, you see, I'm secretly a teacher. And I must mark things as correct or incorrect, as this is a test. That's right, I've been testing all of you.
Wait, so, what's my grade?
Your grade is an F, Hagakure.
What? But, no.
I'm sorry, but you failed. Get the fuck out of my class.
He's right. I am not the culprit.
I read that as I am the culprit for whatever reason.
I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
I'm not effing with you.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
Ooh.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
'Cause it's a...
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Alright, guys, gotta let you on in a little secret. It was me. I did it. I killed Chihiro. That's right. It was me, nobody else. I ended Fujisaki's life.
I am the Blackened. I did it. It was all me. Thank you. Have a good day.
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
We just discussed this.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility.
Yep. You don't want to just go right off the bat, just like, this little evidence. Okay, automatically, you're the culprit, we're all voting for you. You did it. No one else did the murder except for you. No need for discussion. Just ignore all this other evidence, that could lead to somebody else. This beginning evidence proves that you are in fact the killer. You see how stupid that sounds? It's stupid to believe that. It's like, gotta wait for all the evidence, to come out. You need to wait for it all before you make the final decision of who is black and who's the innocent ones and whatnot. Okay, sure, you got some accusations out there. It's okay to do that, but you can't just, say, alright, we're done. No need for discussion anymore. Just gonna ignore the rest of the evidence. Vote. You don't want to do that right off the bat. Not like that.
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Boy!
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Apparently not. Actually, no. I'm a hive mind, dude. I do whatever everybody else is doing, bro. It's how I'm dead on 30% of the time.
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
Yes. That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Yep, they are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Yes, let's continue our game of hide and seek. In fact, alright guys, I'm gonna need you to spread out. Alright, I'm gonna need you all to hide. Alright. I'm gonna count to 3. No, I'm gonna count to 10. And I hope you're all hiding. Because I'm gonna find you once I hit 10. And if I see you, well, you're out. Then, okay. But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who is the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? Guys, it was me!
I jumped into the game and beat the shit out of Chihiro. The killer was a guy. Makes sense to me. Since the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Make your arguments. This stained Celeste again. Okay.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man! Game over!
Yeah! No! Not game over!
Shut up, Hifumi. Shut up. Not only do we have no info on the killer, but nobody even saw the victim before he died. But is that actually true?
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Wait, no, no!
Shoot!
That was a misclick.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Yeah.
Clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the...
I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim. Yeah. All we need...
It's over. It's all over.
Oh, I got it.
You want to know who
Saw the victim? The killer.
And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in.
I know exactly who I'm supposed
to shoot. No!
I know exactly what I'm supposed to shoot. I know what to
Isn't
shoot
there a
here.
single clue that might lead us to who...
Well, clue did nobody get... I'm sure someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Yeah.
It has to be this.
All we need right now is any...
It's over.
It's all...
You want to know who saw the killer? And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
Yay! No! Not game over!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us...
Well, did nobody get... I'm sure someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Yeah. All we need right now is any...
It's over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
Okay.
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Oh, what voice did I give him? Damn.
Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Oh, fucking yeah, dude.
Who is it? Who's the killer?
It's me!
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Lugiamasterbrony is the killer.
Are you sure about
Duh.
that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of...
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Alright, let's talk. Does Chihiro's track jacket
really holds some clue about the killer? Somehow it's really hard to believe. I mean, yeah, I guess I could see how it would be hard to believe, but I feel, these three again? Huh.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I have a white tracksuit, personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out
If any of
who
y'all
the
actually
culprit
paid
is?
attention.
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Are you saying there's something off about what someone just said?
First of all, we
all
know where Chihiro
very
was. He was
clear.
on his way.
So next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean?
Oh.
I got it! It matched the one.
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
No, exactly.
Because exercising.
I have a white I got it from the
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
Okay,
First of all, he was on his way.
Okay,
So
what do I
next
do?
week, why
I'm
did he
doing-
choose?
What do you mean?
I'm gonna
the
try
got it.
stealing
It matched
after
the
I'm
one-
gonna shoot
So,
this.
The killer was wearing the same blue... My tracksuit is black.
Shoot!
Okay.
First of all, he was on his way. So next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one.
So,
The killer was wearing the same blue track...
No!
No, that's wrong!
Should have kept your mouth shut! Should have kept your mouth
Hold on a second,
shut.
Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then I assume he headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Should've kept your mouth
Hey,
shut.
Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
I wonder.
Because I just... I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Cherry?
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Ooh, do I need to give her a voice too? I think
Just
I
by
will.
chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
Yeah.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Oh shit. Because I hate him. How did... The way he talked or the way he was acting? Maybe this?
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
It's platinum rare. Wait, there are rare ones? Yeah, apparently they're like trading cards. Shit, where do I go get my platinum rare? This is the only one in existence. Oh. It's mine! Yes, it was mine. It's mine. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine.
I got it!
There we go.
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
Okay. How did the handbook break? There's only one possible explanation. I think that... No, not hacking and hitting his weak point. No, I think it has to be this one. Wait, what?
Shoot!
Oh, wait, never mind. I was thinking of punching it or something.
I got it!
Okay.
You already told us before that the handbook
That could
has
have been
one
worded
weak
better.
point, didn't you?
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and 2 of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Yeah, what is it, Monokuma?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
I mean...
Oh well, I have a weakness for
yeah, what would be
pushing
the point
demands.
of breaking your
But
own
you're
handbooks?
sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
Yeah, that's why I went to the sauna earlier for some... I don't remember. I wanted to look in the sauna room, just like, see if there's anything I could find, but there was nothing. But I guess this had to have been the evidence that Hifumi found.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were
So it creates an
somehow pushed
atmosphere.
directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
Quite the mystery indeed.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
It was Lugiamasterbrony. Excuse me, Makoto? Are you not betraying me? How dare you? I know I've been saying that I'm the killer this entire time, but, you don't need to go betraying me like that, Makoto. Come on. We're the same team here. Don't start doing that. Come on. Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? Really, it could have only been one person. It was Sayaka Maisen.
Here's my answer!
It's Rage Face over here.
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
Hell yeah, it did.
What?
It had to have, right?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on! You got it all wrong! He would never kill! I don't accept this! Show me the proof! The actual solid proof!
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Even I don't want to believe Mondo might have actually killed somebody, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test if what he said you broke
I
your
don't
own.
think this is correct,
If then that
but
well, my
let's
goddamn
check
handbook
this.
works just fine!
See?
Damn it, I missed again.
Look! Makoto
I'm
was
doing
wrong.
this
Mondo
without.
wouldn't hurt a fly!
Doing this without.
Let's test if what he says is
You broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's, then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was
Damn,
wrong
I am-
after
I am-
Mondo.
if what he says is you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Come on, you can do this. You can do this. Come on.
Let's test if what he
Come on,
said
Lugia,
you
you
broke your
got
own
this.
handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's, then that proves that what.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Come on.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually, then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look!
Damn it. Okay.
Makoto was
I can do
wrong.
this.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test if what he says you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mod, then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Come on. You can. I can do this. I can do this.
Let's test if
Is it
what
really
he
the
said
broken
you
E
broke your
handbook,
own
though?
handbook.
In other words,
It can't be
if
that,
Mod, then
right?
that proves.
Well,
That
my
doesn't make
goddamn
sense.
handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto
I need-
was wrong after Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I think I need to shoot ahead of it.
Let's test if what he says you broke your own.
In other words, if Mod, then that proves that what Mod.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See?
Okay, I don't... Wow. I ran out of time. We're gonna redo that. Well, this happened.
Is this...
Yes, we're gonna give
I
it another
refuse
shot.
to
Come
give
on.
up yet.
Come on. Okay.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook, then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto
Okay.
was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Okay, I can do it. You can do this.
Let's test
Come on.
Makoto's. If what he says is correct, then
Come on.
Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Come on.
Let's test if what he says is correct. You broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broke, then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See?
Damn.
Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Do I have to... I'm not gonna have to slow-mo this.
Let's test
Come on,
if
don't
what
wanna
he
do
said
that.
you broke your
Come on,
own.
I
In
can do
other
this.
words, if Mondo, then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Come on.
Let's test if what he said you broke your own handbook. In other words, if Mondo, then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look!
How? Okay.
Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Come on.
Let's test if what he said you broke your own handbook. In other words, if Mondo's handbook, then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Come on. Come on. Come on, I can do this.
Let's test if what he says is you broke your own handbook. In other words, if Mondo's, then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong. Mondo
Come
wouldn't
on,
hurt a
come on,
fly!
come on. I'm running out of time here.
Let's
don't wanna have
test
to
if
slow-mo
what he
this.
said you broke your own. In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually, then that proves that...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong. Mondo
Okay, I'm
wouldn't
gonna have
hurt
to
a
slow-mo
fly!
this. I'm running out of time here. Okay, come on, come on. Let's go, go, go,
Let's
go, go.
test if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just...
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall.
Is the stream working for you
Isn't
guys?
that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student. But if they're dead, it's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it's as such. I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Yeah?
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong!
I hope this stream is working for you guys right now.
You are wrong!
Let's see here. There's something everyone has that you need to get into the locker rooms. Let's look at this. Okay. Which locker room did Chihiro go into? Boys. Let's see. The weapon the killer used was. That's obvious. That one. Let's see. As the murder took place, some blood splattered onto something, didn't it? Let's see. To disguise the truth, the killer switched around the carpet as well as something else. Which locker room did the killer move to? Killer took something from the other locker room and switched it at the crime scene. I feel like I'm doing this Akira arrived on the scene. What did he use to disguise what had happened? Where did the killer go after they were done? And when the handbook got thrown into the sauna, what happened to it? Sauna. Alright. Alright, the bloodlust. So that means did I screw up here?
The killer is you!
Here we go.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
Yep.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple.
Okay, I got
because
this right.
she
All right.
was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the
Okay, now
boys'
the
locker
thing
room.
shows up again. Okay.
Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
Yes!
It seems
got it
likely
right.
that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
Oh, I got it wrong, damn it. Okay, so... Oh yeah, this makes way more sense. So that goes there, and then that goes there. Okay, now
the killer is you! Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act.
Okay.
First,
that was him, like,
pulling up the bloodstained
I should have paid
carpet.
attention to, like, the words around it, so...
Then, removing the bloody poster.
My bad!
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Wait! No, this can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah, where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof!
Yeah. We have plenty of that.
Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Slip of the tongue, I think, is what did him in. Evidence that Mondo is the killer. That already revealed itself earlier in the trial. All I have to do is check that one item of his, and everything will become clear. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Let's hear more. Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about Fever Time and Nega Time. During a battle time battle, if you press the R1 button, Fever Time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push X square, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts for until your focus gauge runs out. So make the best possible use of your time. of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got to access this special time, right? So we've also prepared something called Nega Time that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates Nega Time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate Fever Time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, your opponent won't use Nega Time. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay, here we go. A moment of truth.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence.
Well, that's... I got tough enough. Oh boy.
I refuse to give up yet.
That was tough. Okay. No. Not at all. Okay. So. Here we go.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. You're corrupt. I won't listen. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen.
Final strike.
Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
There we go. Now we all good. We're all good now.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
Oh boy, here we go. A, B, A, C, B. Fuck. Okay. Got some mono coins though. Okay.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that!
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting! No holding on! Time for the moment we've all been waiting for! Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's voting time!
And you've all voted Mondo.
What?
Uh-oh! This time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Awada!
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful.
I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually,
the story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the circle button to fast forward the text. Yeah, that's damn right. I'm breaking the fourth wall. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He had heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now, nobody will be able to take anything. Well, now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak. Weak. Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him into spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are. So maybe I can talk about it later? After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when somebody says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me.
Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret.
Uh-huh.
Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. I think Monokuma was supposed to say that, but okay. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. Huh? He did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep his secret?
Because
if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trust each other, right? So why? Why did you... Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad! Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible!
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. But even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it.
Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number 1 in the gang, and his number 2, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul.
The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Oh.
Daya created this gang with his bare hands.
Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad.
Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why...
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once, just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top.
And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during that race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words.
My bad. Kid, I fucked up. Sorry.
Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened.
Hey, kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Because it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men.
He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to leave the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong.
And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his older brother.
No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why... Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around.
I'd never felt anything like it before.
I
didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to say or think. But after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden? Huh? 'Cause, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change, but I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret? Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong? Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo.
I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to just sit back and let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right, I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Daira! I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him down on the ground. Hey! I killed him.
I killed Chihiro, even after all this time. I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it.
Look at him! You see, you're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't.
You bastard! Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead, say that again. I dare you.
Yep. Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say, but... unfortunately, I can't do that right now, because the time for punishing is fast approaching.
Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now, well now, well now, well
That's
now.
what I promised you, right? The blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment for Mondo Awada, the ultimate biker gang leader.
No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I said wait!
Sorry, man.
Sorry, man.
I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Let's see. I think this is where the execution starts. Yup. This is where we... Nope.